Hi there, I'm Claire from Claire Chancellor Coaching, and today what I want to talk about is the Two of Wands. Now, if you remember the Ace of Wands having so much action, energy, excitement, this has gotten you to a new level, and we can see that here with that man standing on the top of the tier. But as he stands there, he recognizes that his world has become too small, that everything there behind him from his past is behind him. He needs to actually go out there into the world and take things to the next level. So there's a decision at hand that needs to be made here. And we often see that when there comes to the twos. And so as we look at this card, we can see that man standing there with his red hat. Now that red hat is going to represent, the passion and the excitement of ideas, new authority, feeling really good about his ideas that he wants to action. He's a man there of integrity, and we know that with the roses and the lilies there, that's just on the top of that castle. Those lilies and those roses are telling us that there's passion again, and also that idealism. So he knows what he wants, and he's quite passionate to make it happen. Again, there's that stress within him. Part of him wants to take action, and part of him is being held back. He's not sure when the right time is. That kind of tension, if that's showing up for you in a reading, means that you need to look at both sides. Okay, what's the benefit of moving forwards? What's the fear if you hold yourself back? And really understand where that stress is coming from. Going more into the symbolism and more into the symbolism here in the imagery, we've got the water there that represents the unconscious obstacles. And again, that's the fear, the emotional stuff that's holding you back. It's not real. It's your emotions. It's what you're telling yourself. And we've got the mountains there. The goals are in sight. Those goals could be really, really big and beautiful, or we can move towards just those smaller hills. But the goals are in sight. We know what we want. And again, the castle is that higher perspective. So looking at this card, particularly in a reading, it's asking you, how much are you in your comfort zone? Do you really need to come down off your tier, come back to being grounded to action your goals? I know personally, like putting together some courses and things, I sort of hold myself up there at a higher perspective, and I'm like, do I really want to do this? I really do want to do this, but when am I going to get the time, the energy, so on and so forth? And so to put this course together, I had to come down off that castle, off my high horse, and really put things into action. And so when this card is coming up in reverse, it is telling you that, maybe there's some ego involved. Maybe you feel like you have to prove yourself, and that makes the energy kind of sticky and hard. So maybe you're worried about other people's judgments, the fear that's holding you back. What are people going to say? That all needs to be resolved so that you can really start actioning what's important to you. Now, if this card is coming up in a relationship reading, it is telling us that, you need to make a decision to take things to the next level. While you might be in that lustful honeymoon kind of stage, is this somebody that you really do want to commit to? Don't leave them hanging. It's time to actually be truthful with yourself and either make it happen or don't, and go find somebody else who really is a better match. So that comes to you. The card isn't going to actually tell you if it's the right person. You'll need to pull another card for that. But it is getting you to really assess that the timing of things. You need to take control here. You need to really do some self-evaluation on what you want moving forward. Now, when we look at the health within this card, there's some interesting things going on. So we've got the skin here in this particular card. Now, this could show up for people with a rash or with pimples, and the skin is the boundary between you and the outside world. If you're seeing, yourself coming up in pimples or a rash, it's telling you that you are holding yourself back from saying what you need, like you're feeling unsupported, or you don't have the resources to feel like you're going to be heard. So your skin's going to show that to the other person because you're not saying it. So again, got to go in to do the deep inner work to work out what's going on there. We've also got some finger issues. If you've found yourself hurting your fingers, or your fingers are numb or hurting, again, it's the fear of judgment. It's the fingers are all about fitting in. So this person who's in the stuck between two decisions may be feeling like, yeah, my fingers are feeling numb, sore, aching. This is probably why, because that's our body talking to us. If I checked in, is there anything else here? Yeah, the team are also saying, you know, remember about like the back pain may show up in this one as a way of like feeling stuck, feeling held back to the past versus moving forward. All of this needs to be addressed before we get to the Three of Wands. So overall, this particular card is saying it is time to take action, but you need to resolve the fears before you do so. I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you later.